Hey folks, how you doing? Coach Gavin here from Training for Warriors Hybrid. So today I want to shoot a little video just to discuss how small changes can have a reasonably big impact over time. So you'll see the board here behind me, okay? When we first set up over a year ago, that board was standing here where my foot is, okay? And basically what it allowed us to do was it gave us an assessment area at the back here where we could weigh and measure people, do their body fat, do some mobility and flexibility testing. Now, all in all, that space over here was 1.8 meters out and 2 meters across, okay? So not a massive space, but in the scheme of how big the overall facility is, okay, it's actually quite an important section of land, all right? So as time went on, we realized that we got busier, we were a little tight on space as well, because what we like to do is do some kettlebell and dumbbell and body weight work all along the grass here. So our grass section initially started off at 12 meters, and we were a little bit kind of snugged in as well, because as you see, the frames here come fairly close to the grass at the back there. Plenty of room in case the bar does drop or roll back. But again, we like people just to be a bit more comfortable so that we all have a nice bit of space to work with. So we made the decision anyways to knock down the wall, but I still wanted to use that chalkboard for motivational quotes and teaching points and general notices then as well. So I said, right, let's try go flush with the wall with it. Nailed it onto the wall, and then all of a sudden, bang, our 12 meter grass area became 14 meters, well, 13.8 if you want to be technical. And all of a sudden it bought us extra area here. So we could fit in more room for foam rolling, more room for medicine ball work, more room for kettlebell work, dumbbell work. And again, it just gave everyone maybe another kind of couple of inches either side, comfort space and work to room to work in, all right? So then again, down the very far end of the room, which we'll walk down to now, we shortened our desk. Again, it started off, it was exactly what we needed. But as time went on, we realized it wasn't what we needed. So again, you'll see where the seam in the grass is here, where my foot is, okay? That's where our desk came out to all the way along here. We used it for hanging the bands on. It was an end meter for the sled, so people push the sled up and down, they didn't knock me over then as well. And again, we had a nice L-shaped desk here, which you'll see if you flick back to any of our old pictures, okay? So at the time, as I said, it was exactly what we needed. We needed that 1.8 meters down here for assessment, and we needed that 2 meter space for the desk at the front there as well. It was kind of our front desk as well. Time went on, we got busier. So again, like we said, the first decision was mount the notice board back on the wall. And the second decision was to knock the desk and to cut it off a bit, just to buy you a bit more room then as well. So we added 1.8 meters on one end, we added a full 2 meters on the other end, and all of a sudden we went from 12 meters of grass to just shy of 16 meters of grass then as well. More room for conditioning, for sprinting, for bodyweight work, kettlebell work, dumbbell work, general movement around the facility then as well. So there were two very small changes we made that had a really big impact, okay? And that can be applied anywhere. If you're struggling with your finances, where are some small changes you can make that are going to have a bit of a big impact probably over time? Nutrition-wise, what are the 1 or 2 small things you can do today that are going to have a really big impact on your overall goal then as well? Training-wise, what aren't you doing or what are you doing that you could do a little bit better or do a little bit differently to enhance your results, or if you're not getting results, to actually bring the results forward for you, all right? A kind of a follow-up we will do on this is obviously as time went on, now we went and knocked the wall behind me here. So see where the rubber mat is? There. Okay, the wall came all the way out here, got a little snug. Again, as I said, was ideal for what we wanted at the start, but as we grew and as things changed, we needed more space. So we completely knocked that out of the way altogether a few months back and bought ourselves another, it's about maybe 12, 13 meter square area as well. Again, numbers wise, oh, that's not a big space, but when you add it on to what already is there, it's fine. So again, to recap, when you make those small changes, the small change itself might not seem like a big deal, but when you add it into what you're already doing, that makes it a big deal. Alright guys, so over the next while we're going to get more content out as well. We're going to kind of up our game and make it an impact in the community, okay? So our website and our YouTube channel is going to be free, basically free information. Everything we know, we're going to get it out there between videos, blogs and everything, covering your training, nutrition and your mindset. Just things you can go on and access and go through at your own leisure to kind of help have a trusted facility or a trusted place you can go to get all your information. Alright folks, talk to you soon, bye.